The Irish Prime Minister calling it an historic and important day for Palestine. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And welcome to Hump Day. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And it is Wednesday, halfway through the week almost. It will be once we get on the air anyway. We'll be halfway through. Going to be an interesting day with a whole bunch of stuff going on. We're going to be talking about a bunch of it this morning, but we got something coming up here in just a couple of minutes, waiting for a phone call from the sheriff of Jones County. We talked to you a little bit about it yesterday. We'll bring you up to speed on it some more now. Tragic accident in Swansboro yesterday afternoon at the NC-24/Corbett Street intersection with Hammocks Beach Road. A pedestrian was struck by an 18-wheeler. 39-year-old Kenneth Hendricks of Swansboro has been treated for what are described as life-threatening injuries at the trauma center at the Naval Regional Medical Center at Lejeune. The preliminary investigation shows the truck driven by 35-year-old Brandon Poston of Lancaster, South Carolina, was traveling eastbound on NC-24. He has been charged with a red light. Oh my, that's a busy little intersection, number one.
Yes.
People slow down there. It's a 35-mile-per-hour zone, and you need to stop for the red lights. Third District Congressman Dr. Greg Murphy revealed on his Facebook page yesterday afternoon that he's going to become a patient. How about that one?
It was surprising news.
Yeah, a little bit of surprising. In his words, after a series of tests and scans, his words, I have been diagnosed with a base of skull tumor called a pituitary macroadenoma.
Yeah.
Try that one 3 times in a row.
Yes.
It is thought to be a benign tumor, he said. However, given its size and location and its subsequent ability to affect vital structures in the brain, I'm scheduled to have it surgically removed. As every patient should, I have the utmost faith in my physicians and surgeons to get me through this and back on the road to full recovery. Our absolute best for Dr. Murphy. No doubt your recovery will be speedy. Because anyway, he was in Wilmington Monday night.
Jacksonville.
I'm in Jacksonville. I thought he looked a little off, but anyway.
We were saying,
Yeah.
we were like, what is up with Greg?
Okay. We told you a little bit about a Jones County Sheriff's Facebook posting yesterday. Sheriff
Yes.
Matthew, and I'm going to try this one. Matthew Weineman, he'll correct me in just a second, sent the post out as a news release. Apparently in the county's budget proposal for the coming year, the sheriff's office is being cut like $100,000 of the department's request. Good morning, Sheriff. How are you?
Not too bad. How are you doing this morning?
Okay, fine. Which way did I butcher your name? I gave you a 50. I gave myself a 50-50 shot at that.
So it sounds just like it's spelled. So it's wine and then man.
Okay, wine man. There you go. You're good to go. Pinot or Chardonnay?
Oh,
Okay.
you're full of jokes this morning.
Yeah,
I need him to
I'm just
stop.
I'm just kind of lighting the mood here just a little bit. This budget, you had put in a request. I think the budget that they approved was like $2.25 million. The budget that so far has been approved is still a preliminary budget, but according to what we're being told, that's probably the way they're going to go, unless something changes, of course. So, but this not giving you the amount of money that you requested, you say that's going to be a problem in Jones County because of some of the cuts, the places that the county commissioners are suggesting that you cut.
That's absolutely correct. So when we started to prepare our budget this year, the county commissioners had asked the county manager to ensure 2 things. One, we do what we can for the employees in an effort to try and retain the employees that we do have. And then 2, they didn't want to raise the tax rate. So we spent quite a bit of time preparing our budget to try and make sure that we'd still be able to provide services. And then if you read the Facebook post, implement the salary study that they recently did countywide and not raise the tax rate. And so we worked diligently at the office and then also with the county manager to get a budget proposal together that checked all of those boxes, and we did. So it was a bit of a surprise to me when the county manager came back to me and said that my budget was singled out, and then an additional $100,000 was taken. And then now, obviously where they take that money, I mean, we run on a pretty tight margins when it comes to our budget.
I look at your budget. You certainly do.
If you look at the percentages, I think 94% of our budget is just for personnel and then vehicles to make sure that the deputies can get where they need to be in a vehicle. So to cut my fuel and then my vehicle maintenance and my overtime, that really is going to cause an issue for me to continue to provide the services that we have traditionally in the county. I mean, we're very involved in a lot of community events, things like that, and then just the regular services that we provide. I mean, when you cut 25% of my fuel budget, it makes it so you can't drive your patrol cars around and answer calls at the end of the year.
Okay, that's going to present a real major problem. Jones County is small. There's not a lot of extra revenue coming in. You don't have a lot of retail sales going on, so that hurts your sales tax money that comes to the county from the state. You get a portion of it. The county does. It's currently at a 7% rate, but I think the state, I forgot what the state gets, 4.5% or something, and the county gets another 2.5% or whatever. But the county has an option to go forth and request a quarter cent or a half cent sales tax increase. Onslow County is considering it for other purposes, but it looks like you go after something like that. You don't have a lot of retail sales now, but every little bit would help.
But and I would agree with you that is something that would help, but again, like I said, it was a bit of a shock to me because with the $100,000 still in my budget, the tax rate was not going to change. There was no change to the tax rate. So I don't even, they didn't ask me. They didn't want to speak with me according to what I was told. They just took the money and gave me no indication as to why they were taking it.
Oh, let me get this straight. You did not go into a budget session with them yourself, with the commissioners?
No. With us meeting all of the goals that the county commissioners had requested from the county manager, I had spoken to him about it, and this is actually the first year where I didn't go and present my budget to them, and that was something that I had agreed to with the county manager. Because we didn't foresee there to be any issues with what we were presenting.
Well, forgive me, but I think it's kind of standard procedure, at least in the counties that I've been in at different times covering county budget proceedings and all that, that they have budget meetings, department heads. I'm a little confused.
Well, and I'll be honest with you. So, I've handled the budget for the sheriff's office since 2011, and it has varied. So there are years where we have gone in and presented our budget in front of the commissioners, and then there are years where we have not had to do that.
Okay.
And like I said, on the years where we didn't go in and personally present our budget, if there were issues, normally we would have been included then in the meeting if there was going to be anything that was different from what we had originally requested.
Okay. Tell me what kind of impact. This is $100,000 you had in your release on Facebook. $100,000. Did they give you any increase over what you had last year?
Yeah. Yes. There was an increase. Like I said, it was there was an increase to some of the salaries with that salary study that they just concluded. So, but we were also asked to make cuts in reference to that too in other places, which we did. So the $100,000, like I said, when you cut my vehicle maintenance, my fuel, my overtime, it just tends to become an issue. I've got 26 full-time deputies. We had just increased our SROs last year by an additional 3. So so yes, there were, and those positions are actually covered by a grant that the school was able to obtain. But even though a portion of their salary is covered, I still have to provide them with a patrol car, all of the equipment. I mean, there's an additional cost there that I don't mind having, because I love having an SRO at every single school in the county.
Well,
But at the same time, I have to be able to get them to the schools. I have to be able to get my deputies the calls that they get dispatched to, and I have to make sure that those vehicles are in good operating condition and have gas.
well, from budgets that I've read, particularly Onslow County and New Hanover County, where I've been for sheriff's offices, you hire a guy at whatever his regular salary is, you can more than double that to fully equip a deputy sheriff, a patrol deputy. Is that right?
Yes, I mean, I don't have the exact numbers, but there is quite a bit of an expense even after you have the individual hired.
Uniforms, equipment, vehicle, radio, portable radio. These things are not cheap.
No, they absolutely are not. It is.
Wow.
It is a bit of a. And then just having to make sure that they get certified through training and standards, that has a cost associated with it in the range, I think, of between $3,000 and $5,000.
Yeah, I'm aware of that one too. Wow. I got to ask you. I have not heard anything like this. I just want to clear the air to make sure nobody's thinking like this, unless you tell me differently. Is this some sort of defund the police movement in Jones County?
To be honest, without having talked to the commissioners and getting some sort of explanation as to why, I can't say it is or it isn't.
Okay.
I've dealt with the 7 commissioners that we have for a number of years. I would hope that it's not something like that, but at the same time, I can't answer that question.
Okay. So you had no feedback about issues that have things that may have rankled any of the commissioners? I hope not.
No.
Okay, good.
No.
I know the sheriff's office has done a really good job for many years that I've watched it. I said, you know what a fine place to be working. Number one, as a cop, that would be great. But I've got prior law enforcement, but that would be a fine and fun place to be. I mean, good gracious. But
Now, I have a question.
Okay.
Sheriff, I have a question. This is Lee. You said that you were cut by $100,000. Is that of what you've always had, or is this what you're asking, the $100,000?
So, in the areas that were cut,
Yes.
it's money that we were budgeted for almost every year.
Okay.
So it's hard to say. It is what I requested this year. So if I look at it historically, take the fuel, for example, just because that one kind of sticks out to me. We spend around somewhere between $85,000 and $105,000 a year in fuel. That's happened over the last 2 years, if not longer. And they cut 25% of that, of the $100,000 in fuel that I requested. They cut 5. So I've got $75,000 in fuel currently in the upcoming budget, which means that, if I look at this year right now, I think I'm at 81,000 as of today or yesterday.
wow. So you have
That
to
I've
park your
spent,
cars in,
so-
won't you? After
Park cars.
next year, this time you'll have to park your cars.
Well, and we're a small county in terms of population. In terms of geography, we're 472 square miles. So, I'm going to have to start looking at things like doubling up, putting 2 individuals in one car, and none of this sounds advantageous for the sheriff's office or the people of this county. I mean, you have a call come in on one side of the county and then a call come in on the other side of the county. That's 30-minute response time, and if I only have one vehicle, it could be even longer than that if I have to double them up.
With
It's just
yeah,
they're very.
go ahead.
There are a lot of logistical issues that are going to come from this, and it's going to be, in my opinion, a disservice to the citizens of this county and the sheriff's office in general.
What? How many patrol deputies? Those are the ones that a lot of people. They're the first reaction or action that you're going to have, and interaction you're going to have with your officers is going to be with your patrol deputies. Typically, how many patrol deputies out there do you have patrolling at any given shift?
2.
So you will, in effect, if you have to double up in your cars, the 2 cars that would be available, you'll have 1.
I'd go. That's correct. I'd
Two
go from
doing
vehicles
the
to
job of
vehicle.
1. Okay. Maintenance of the vehicles. How expensive is it? How many cars do you have?
So with each deputy is given a take-home vehicle.
Mhm.
So I have 26 vehicles. I also have spare vehicles in case I have
Sure.
part-time employees or reserve employees that come in and are filling a shift or are working. And so at any given time, I have 26 vehicles that have to be maintained.
Wow. Okay. Well, driving whatever the number of miles that you guys drive every year, that's a lot of miles. I have no doubt about it. Well,
And how many school resource officers do you have?
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that?
How many school resource officers do you supply to the schools?
5.
5.
We have 5.
Okay.
So we have one at each elementary school, and then with the new school that was built a few years ago, that has Trenton Elementary, the middle school, and the high school are all in that one building. So we have 2 deputies at that location.
Sheriff, we'll get together because,
Yes.
we'll follow this. We'll definitely follow it. And, I would like to keep you, keep in touch with you. So we'll see how things progress. We'll be talking with the county commissioners as well, those who will talk with us. And we'll see how things are going. Maybe there's some money to be found somewhere. I could not find anything in the county budget for under their income for money from the ABC. I mean, I know there are 2 liquor stores in Jones County. So there should be money coming in from that, but it was not listed on the budget sheet that I got, spreadsheet. Hopefully there is some coming in.
There has to be by
Yeah.
state law.
Okay. All right, Sheriff, thank you. We
Thank
do
you,
appreciate it,
Sheriff.
Sheriff Wyman,
Thank you.
Jones County. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, and have a great morning.
Yes, sir. You
Thank
too.
you.
Good luck with all this stuff.
Thank you.
Severe weather tip is brought to you by John Stars Electric. Summertime can bring strong thunderstorms accompanied by a lot of rain falling in a very short period of time. They call it flash flooding at times. It can come down so fast that water accumulates on streets and highways faster than it can drain off. That's when you need to exercise cautions when driving. First and foremost, we all know we should slow down, and we know that when we do, there's going to be 1 or more drivers that will tailgate us or fly by like it's just another day. Roads are slippery. Water is slippery. And when mixed with the inevitable accumulation of oil and other debris in the rain, the fresh rain, it becomes extremely dangerous. Do not let speeding motorists intimidate you. Maintain a safe speed. Keep a lot of distance between you and the car ahead. If you see what looks like rushing water crossing the road ahead, stop. As the warning goes, turn around, don't drown. Heavy downpours can cause not only flooding, but they can undermine roadbeds, causing the road to collapse. The problem is that you can't see the damage because it's hidden by the rushing water. If you happen to be caught at night, you can seek shelter and wait for the rain to subside. If you must drive, slow down even more. If visibility is limited, don't hesitate to use your 4-way blinkers. You won't want those speeding motorists behind you to hit you. Pay a lot of attention to other drivers, of course, but also look out for pedestrians and bikers who may be caught in the rainstorm. Thunderstorms, hurricanes, tornadoes, gusty and tropical winds can wreak havoc on power grids. Fallen trees and flying limbs can cause power lines and poles to come down, When that happens, depending upon how widespread the outage and how severe the storm, you could be in the dark for a few hours or a few days. Generac generators, that's where it comes in a good play right now. Standby Generac generator comes in handy. John Stars Electric is your area dealer. They can sell, install, and service your generators. Why not power up with a generator from John Stars Electric? From the time you call, the John Stars team will be taking care of your needs. It's all turnkey and worry-free. 910-989-1908. John Stars Electric is waiting for you. We'll be right back with your whole weather forecast in just a couple of minutes.
This week on American Top 40, the 70s, Casey Kasem takes you back to May 29th, 1971. You'll hear all the top 40 hits and great stories as only Casey can tell them. So be sure to join Casey as he revisits May 29th, 1971 this weekend on American Top 40, the 70s.
Check out Casey Saturday mornings 8 to 11 on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. Realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville, and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, running a little bit tight on time, but first, before we get into this weather thing, Lee did find out that they got $30,000 or budgeted $30,000 from the ABC system.
Yes.
Because into their
it's on the
into their
budget.
revenue. Okay,
Mhm.
good. Your marine forecast is sponsored by Community Prevention Services. Your mental health is important, just as important as your physical well-being. Whether you're having some issues with daily life, perhaps there are family or financial matters that keep you on edge. Maybe you're overly concerned about the future given the times we live in. We know that following every word of that 24-hour news cycle can be stressful enough and can even cause us to have bouts of depression. For people you likely know, there's PTSD. Combat Marines know all too well about the stress in their jobs, but they're not alone. A tragic car crash, the loss of loved ones, all can result in PTSD. The trained professional staff at Community Prevention Services can help you work your way through your issues. And if you're concerned about the cost, they accept most insurance plans. Their office conveniently located at 918 Henderson Drive in Jacksonville. Of course, you can call and get additional information and schedule an appointment to talk with the team at Community Prevention Services, 910-353-0972. Offshore today, looking like a pretty good day, several days in a row. In fact, if you want to venture into the ocean, northerly winds this morning around 5 knots, becoming southeasterly this afternoon, seas 2 to 3 feet. Near shore, seas 1 foot, then around 2 feet in the afternoon. Let's see, sounds and rivers are flat, increasing to a light chop this afternoon. Southwesterly winds tomorrow, 10 to 15, seas again 2 to 3 feet. Friday, about the same thing. Southwesterly winds 10 to 15, seas 2 to 3 feet.
Today it's foggy right now, actually, and some parts are more foggy than others. Piney Green Road is extremely foggy right now, so exercise caution. Eventually, it will become sunny with a high of 86. Tonight, clear, low of 64. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 87. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 67. And on Friday, partly sunny with a high of 89.
It's kind of nice. Going to be warm during the day, not cold at night, but not hot at night either. I've been sleeping with the windows open lately. It's been the past couple of days have been very nice. No pollen for one thing. Dr. Rosemary Stein, how are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning.
Good morning. Hope everything is doing well in your neck of the woods.
It is, just like you're describing. Weather's good, so kids are better.
Yeah, that's good. What do we have ailing them right now? Anything new, or is it just the same old end of school year? We got to get through it and hope for the best.
That's exactly right. With illnesses, we got some stress left over. We still have some stomach flus going around, but nothing too drastic. Nothing to put the kids into the hospital predominantly right now. So I think they're holding their own, and hopefully they can get through this and next week, where most of them have their EOGs, and then they'll be home free.
Yeah, EOD.
EOBs.
EOB.
Yes,
Okay.
for their EOBs.
I thought you said EOD, and I'm thinking explosives.
End of year grading or testing.
Gotcha. All right, that's a little better.
It's the lingo.
Don't need the other there. Okay. Well, hopefully they will get through it okay and get through whatever illnesses are out there lurking in the darkness, awaiting for them. Drinking from somebody's water hose, I'm sure, is going to send them all into convulsions every day, right?
I don't think so, but there are other things out there lurking that might be worse for them. But probably drinking from a water hose is not going to be one of them unless they drink too much water.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good because I did it all my life, and in fact, but sometimes watering the garden, I'll reach up there and take a sip because I get thirsty.
Well, actually, if you're outside all day and that's the only water to get from, it might be better than no water.
Yeah, well, so far it's done well. Haven't had any stomach bugs lately, so I guess I'm okay. Summertime is coming on. Parents do need to be planning something to keep those kids occupied, as we've talked time and again and again and again. Keep them off of the electronic devices as much as you possibly can. Now, when parents are gone, okay, we do know that we have a lot of 14 years and younger kids will be staying home alone during the summertime. Both parents are working, right?
Absolutely. Yep. We need to think ahead. Don't just, get to that moment and then you find out the little Johnny's been on the cell phone, electronics for 10, 12 years and getting into sites that he's not supposed to be seeing or visiting. So you got to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, it's going to surprise you that your children are visiting, seeing, and in contact with things that are really, really going to be bad and affect them for the rest of their life. Have a plan.
And it doesn't work too well just to lock up their computers or lock up their tablets or hide their telephones, because at that point in time, they will venture outside. They will find some of the predators out there, not necessarily old guys that are, going after little kitties, but their peers sometimes are not necessarily the greatest people in the world, right?
I mean, you got to talk to your kids, but you got to also have a plan on how to have them visit sites that are good. This is what I want you. These are the ones I would want you to visit, and believe me, I can go check up after you, and there'll be consequences if you don't listen to what I have to say. Kids make dumb decisions. That's why they're kids, and that's why we're supposed to guide them, because they're not mature. They just generally just sort of walk over to things that they're not supposed to walk over. They touch stoves. They look at websites that are bad for them. All sorts of stuff that kids do, but we're the parents. We're not supposed to yell and scream when they do stuff like that. We're supposed to guide them and say, well, that was dumb. Let's figure out how not to do that one again.
How would ankle bracelets work so you can track their every movement during the day?
Well,
that's an extreme, isn't it?
That is a bit of an extreme. If you get to that point, you probably haven't done the rest of your job.
Okay, well, I hoping that they will have a good time this summer, but I hope they will also take an opportunity to learn some things, and not necessarily the things that they have to find out on the internet. Read a book. That to me is still one of the greatest pleasures there is. I don't have to find out whether my battery is going dead. I don't have to worry about whether the internet is down. I don't have to worry about anything. If I can get a real book, I always keep one at least in the house that has not been read yet. And once I read it, we'll get rid of that and I'll find another one. But I always have an unread book.
Yeah.
Just in case.
And those public libraries are a treasure to go, if you can, once a week, once every other week, have it set on your calendar so that the kids have a love for reading and for learning.
Sure.
There's nothing like, and that's the thing about TVs and all of your ability to imagine it away. You can actually see it in your head. Some of the stuff that you're reading, if you have a good author. And for kids, sometimes they don't necessarily need to have everything in their head because they're picture books. They can see the pictures and imagine a little bit around it, but have a pretty good idea of what the author meant. There's nothing like a great book, but you have to this love of reading when they're young. You should be reading to your kids on a nightly basis. When they're 3 and they're 4, there's so many good books out there. And Rayford, you're absolutely right. There should always be an unread children's book or adult book, and that doesn't mean that it's new. It just means it's not been read by the reader yet.
There's something I haven't read. Of course, as my wife says, I can read some of the books I've already read because I don't remember them. It gets to be that way sometimes. Now, something else I was just thinking about, the sheriff out there in Maricopa County in Arizona, some years back, we all remember him. He had to furnish TV for all the inmates. Somebody filed suit, and they finally had to say, okay, y'all can watch TV. Well, the 2 TV channels that he had allowed to come into the jail, Disney Channel and the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
The Weather Channel, he wanted to let them know how hot it was going to be the next day when they were working on the road. And the Disney Channel was just good, wholesome fun. I think if there's a way, Kelly's giving me the evil eye, I think if there's a way that we as parents find the one channel that this one TV program is on that I like and that has a lot more messages for young people than probably any other, would be the Andy Griffith Show, and have that round the clock starting with the very first episode.
It's a good.
Well, my dog loves.
Oh my goodness! Kelly agreed with me.
It's a good show.
Barney.
But even Happy Days, they were all
Yes.
really
Oh, yeah.
wholesome stories, and they would all teach us something.
Yep. They did.
So yeah, those are really great stories. I mean, even the actors, sometimes disappointed us, but the stories that they chose, they were really good.
And they put them
so
into
you're right.
perspective.
If I could add something to the list, it would be the History Channel, so that kids could actually get some history, since a lot of them don't have good history lessons at school. And National Geographic, have them learn about things all around the world and places, and then talk about it. So of the places that you saw this week, where would you want to go someday? How would you visit it? What would you want to see there? And strike up conversations like that with your kids.
Yeah, have them watch.
Maybe not the most exciting thing for you to talk about, but boy, watch their faces just glow
I
when
agree.
you talk about stuff like that.
Have them watch the History Channel for like 3 days, not all day long, but have a prescribed period of time for you and the kiddies to watch the History Channel. Might get them hooked on it, for a couple hours every day. Not at the same time necessarily, but if you want to, that's good. And then at the end of the week, quiz them. What would be the most? What place would you like to see or visit the most, and what would be the least likely place you would want to go, based upon your experiences with the History Channel? I bet you could get some good conversations going.
We have D-Day coming around the corner. I mean, not all the portrayals that you're going to watch on TV are going to be gory and realistic, but a lot of them will remind kids of what America sacrificed so that the world was a better place. Yeah. And we have a great place in Virginia called the D-Day Memorial.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes over all of that and all of the soldiers that lost their lives. And it's just a fabulous place to go to. And it's probably maybe a day trip in right south of Lynchburg. That would be a really great place. You can't go to France and visit all the museums over there. Well, you could go to the D-Day Memorial.
You could do that
and stay a day or two and visit the Western Carolina and Virginia mountains and visit that museum. And while you're at it, go to the Poplar Forest. That was Thomas Jefferson's second home.
Oh yeah, yeah. Another thing they could do is here in Onslow County and the surrounding counties, you could take a day trip and come over here and spend a day in the Beirut Memorial and the other memorials there in our park right here in Onslow County. And civilians can go to is on base property, but you have access to that spot. That would be a great thing.
You shouldn't even have to go in the East Coast. You don't have to go far to find some wonderful history lessons for your children. You can, on my backyard, we have the Alamance Battleground. We have the Guilford Battle Museum, and all of it. I'm talking about two things that are within 30 minutes, and I know that East Coast has more than we do.
We got plenty, and if you go to Moores Creek, right up there in Pender County.
That's right.
And that's a great place. You can take a picnic. If you make arrangements in advance, they will have. You take a big party with you. They'll have a guy come around dressed in Revolutionary War garb, and talk to the kids and the adults. It's not just kids. They'll talk to everybody about what this whole park means and what happened here. That's a great place to be.
That's right.
Oh,
Well,
there's so much.
history was written mostly by Northerners, so nobody really knows that the first successful battle of the American Revolution was won in the South and in our own state.
Yep. We're it. Okay. Dr. Rose, thank you, as always.
Thank you, Dr.
You're
Rose.
welcome. It was nice talking with you.
Yeah, love talking about medicine and more because I think this is good, healthy medicine.
Yes.
Yes, it
It's
is. It's
always
medicine
good
to the heart.
information.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Talk to you next week.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Howdy, howdy, folks. Back again with this week's specials at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. It's time to gear up for Memorial Day, and nothing brings friends and family together like some good food. And we've got just what you need. Stop by and get you some fresh ground beef at $2.99 a pound. And you can't have burgers without fresh corn. We have white, yellow, or bicolor corn on the cob, as we call it, for just 39 cents an ear. Or grab you some Prairie Fresh pork spare ribs for $2.59 a pound. And don't forget to get a few fresh, whole, seedless watermelons for kiddos at just $4.99 each. Stop by and get all of your Memorial Day essentials at a great price at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Let's get piggy with it and honor those who have fought for our freedom. Land of the free because of the brave.
Vacation season is here. That means fishing and fun. Make sure your car or truck is ready for the road with a visit to Battlefield Automotive, 1214 West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro. If your check engine light is on, you may be looking at an expensive repair bill down the road, complicated by extreme temperatures and an engine that's not prepared to handle it. The pros at Battlefield Automotive can check your battery, starter, and charging system, charge and repair air conditioning systems to keep you cool and tune up your engine. They do everything from oil changes to brakes, and they carry a complete line of accessories. Battlefield Automotive are experts in both domestic and foreign car and truck repair and guarantee all their work using only ASC certified mechanics. So, whether it's a battery, a simple hose, tune-up, or just getting your ride ready for a getaway, call 910-325-0828. Visit Battlefield Automotive today, 1214 West Corbin Road, in the friendly city by the sea in Swansboro. Again, for Battlefield Automotive, call 910-325-0828.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, webbing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing. Fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on scene. Has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today, 346-4311. Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for spring. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultimate Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high-back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultimate Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Well. I'm sure you will be excited to hear another massive round of student debt handouts. This morning announced that $7.7 billion going toward clearing the debt for more than 160,000 borrowers.
Oh, well, can I get my granddaughter a free education?
Not yet.
No doubt.
Just wait about 20 years. Maybe she won't have to pay back whatever she's borrowed. It's kind of wild out there. Before we take another break here, we $18.9 million.
18.9.
That's what the state of North Carolina increased its gambling money by.
Yes.
Over the short period of time in April that we had sports betting.
It really started in March.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see the amount of money? Good Lord.
$18.9 million.
Mm-hmm. Most of it's sports betting.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's what all of that was.
From the sports
betting.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money spent by people.
Okay, so is this going to the schools?
Please, Rayford, you better stop right there with that. You know full well it's not.
I don't know. Where was it earmarked?
Have I been lied to?
I'd like to know how much lottery money goes to schools.
Same thing. Have I been lied to?
I'm sure.
I'm sure they got some money going to the schools. I like to see what the percentage is based upon how much does it cost to produce this program, to pay for all the TV ads that are on those given nights, to pay for the ads that run to tell you to go buy the lottery tickets, which, by the way, have doubled in prices.
All right. After covering the cost to collect taxes, the revenue is earmarked for specific uses. That includes $2 million for gambling addiction education and treatment, $1 million for local youth sports, another $1 million for sports teams and non-professional athletes, and $300,000 to 13 state college athletic departments.
None of that is schools.
Is there anything mentioned about the public school systems or the community school system, community college system?
We talked about this before and brought this up too. Yeah, this is colleges and youth athletic programs and
all well and good. However, that's where the sports betting money should go. All of it. Okay, let's take a break while you continue looking. You both are looking very...
Yeah, so reading this news story.
Delicately examining. You're live and local Real Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Flatwoods Outfitters, veteran owned and operated, located at 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 between Swansboro and Jacksonville and Hubert, reminds you to remember those that didn't forget us and paid the ultimate price for our freedom this Memorial Day, Monday, May 27th. Flatwoods Outfitters is the most complete sporting and firearm facility in Onslow County, right here in your backyard, complete with a shooting range and instruction. Flatwoods Outfitters carries all major brand names of shotguns, long guns, pistols, and ammunition to bag your limit for whatever game is in season, from dove to bear. Flatwoods Outfitters also takes pride in helping you protect your Second Amendment rights and urges you to learn how to safely handle any firearm for personal safety. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope and use your shooting or archery range. If you're interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can help with that also. So, whether you are a sportsman or concerned about personal safety, let the friendly and knowledgeable staff at Flatwoods Outfitters assist you. For range hours, phone 910-353-7593. That's 910-353-7593 for range hours. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting and heritage, wildlife, and Constitution. Flatwoods Outfitters again reminds you to remember those that didn't forget us and paid the ultimate price for our freedom this Memorial Day, Monday, May 27th.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for spring. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control, with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high-back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard, by phone 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville. When it comes to paint supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people have depended on Jacksonville's premier paint store, CNS Paint, for their painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge in helping with a particular paint project. CNS Paint, with locations in Jacksonville at 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive, Morehead City. CNS Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality PPG paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. PPG's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality PPG paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit CNS Paint, 6 Doris Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, or 105 Wayne Drive in Morehead City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. CNS Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Oregon State Representative Janelle Bynum won the Democrat primary in Oregon's 5th Congressional District Tuesday, putting her on a collision course with the Republican incumbent Lori Chavez DeRemer this fall. Bynum defeated Jamie McLeod Skinner to advance to face Chavez DeRemer in a race widely expected to play a significant role in deciding which party controls the House of Representatives. That's why this is an important race. She narrowly lost to Chavez de Reimer 2 years ago after defeating longtime Democrat Republican Representative Kurt Schrader in the 2022 primary by running as a progressive to his left. Here's my opinion. If Ms. Bynum can't get the orders right at her, she was a big McDonald's franchisee, by the way. If she can't get the orders right at her franchise any better than the orders I place with other McD's franchise restaurants, she has no place representing anyone from anywhere.
Interesting.
If that's her claim to fame.
Interesting.
All right, we got to take another break here in a second. Don't have time to get into a whole lot. Well, just do Fannie real quick, because we got a lot to deal with Trump today, of course.
Do you have enough time to do her?
Yeah. Fannie Willis is taken to the bottom. The Atlanta prosecutor going after Trump's head stayed alive with a primary victory this week. When the results came in, she said no one is above or beneath the law in her victory speech, sharing that she plans on celebrating with vodka. Grey Goose, specifically.
Oh, my word.
The Georgia district attorney has been on the receiving end of scrutiny by many Republicans in the state and nationwide for her affair with special prosecutor Nathan Wade, which almost got her removed from the case. I still think it should have. She's going after the former president for what she says was election interference in Georgia elections. The district attorney is currently under investigation by Republicans in both chambers of the U.S. Congress and 2 commissions in the Georgia state legislature. Senators Chuck Grassley and Ron Johnson have accused Willis of misusing federal funds meant to help at-risk youth and gang prevention, but that the funds were used to purchase computers and swag. A bunch of never-ending political BS from everyone. Now, okay, what I don't like, now we got these 2 U.S. senators going after her, right? Grassley and Johnson. Okay, yeah, she probably did exactly what they're accusing her of doing, misusing whatever funds there are out there. But is this just payback for going after Trump? If that's what this system of justice or lack of system of justice has come down to, I'm tired of it. It needs to be revamped. If the only thing you can do is go after somebody because you don't like them or because they have dissed you or irritated you or won an election in spite of you, they're not your party of choice, so let's go after them for something. We got her on a jaywalking video cameras. Let's prosecute her.
I told you it's going to be next for Trump.
And I don't like that. I don't like that kind of tactic. It's just disgusting. Always, all the way through there. It makes politics look like exactly what the meaning of the word is when you break it down. A lot of blood-sucking little critters. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME, Pleasure, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. Deadly tornadoes tearing through the nation's heartland overnight, killing at least 3 people and flattening dozens of homes and buildings. Iowa State Patrol Sergeant Alex Dinkla.
Sadly, we can't confirm that there have been fatalities with this tornado. Also, injuries have been sustained by residents here in the Greenfield area.
In Georgia, 2 key figures in former President Trump's election interference case fend off challengers in their own elections. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis taking the Democratic nomination by a wide margin.
This is a fight for safety. It's a fight for justice. But it's a fight for the rule of law. And we are just at the beginning of this fight.
Judge Scott McAfee also winning his nonpartisan election for Fulton County Superior Court. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
Okay, we're back. It's 8:01 and it's time for a
quick
town hall, another meeting.
Yes,
Got to go to another meeting.
There's a task call town hall today that's from 1 to 2 at the Government Center. It's put on by TASCO, which is a committee out of peers. This is for parents, and the topic today is going to be teen vaping because it is a problem here in Onslow County.
Yep.
They're going to have a panel of individuals, a school resource officer, a doctor, a health educator from the health department. There will be JPD's substance abuse counselor, myself, and I feel like I'm leaving somebody out.
Got some questions for you, but go ahead.
They've got questions that we're going to be answering, and it's going to give a lot of informative information about vaping and the problem here in the county to parents. I think, and don't quote me on this part, that it's going to be on G10, and yes, I just got confirmation from somebody. It will be on G10 as well for individuals that will not be able to be there in person, but it's free. There'll be a lot of information for people, especially for parents or caregivers or loved ones, anybody that wants to try to start to understand the vaping issue that we have here in the county.
I've noticed a lot less traffic at a couple of the vape stores. I saw one yesterday coming back from Hubert that was closed down. Or day before yesterday, closed down. It looked like.
There you go.
Middle of the day, it was just nothing there, and dark and everything else. It was a big facility.
But the sad thing about those facilities, some of the vape store owners here own more than one location. But also what happens, and it's happened here in the past, even in Onslow, let's say that you own a vape shop and you get arrested during a police raid. Your brother takes over, moves the location, and changes the name.
Sure.
So,
the
it's
good
very
thing
sad.
is the city and the county have put some restrictions on the locations of any new or,
yes.
Quite often if you're in an area and you're not really zoned for it, but you're there before the zoning took place or the restrictions took place, and that building sits vacant for like 30 days, you cannot go back into that building with the same type of business that's not zoned for that location.
Well, I think
that's the way it is in a lot of locations. I hope that's building to our structure here with this particular law.
Well, I also hope that with proximity to schools, be a factor as well for the city and county leaders to ensure we don't have a vape stop on every corner around a school.
Yeah,
So-
well, you can try that.
We've
And
mapped it at our office. We have a huge county GIS was so amazing and made us wall size maps of all the roads in the county. We've mapped the vape shops in proximity to schools.
Good.
Yeah.
What
It's
is the proximity
time-consuming.
that you think is okay?
I would say, like, for example, down the street, not directly across the street, for example. There's some schools here.
Would be a distance? based on
I'm
distance?
bad on distance, but yeah, I'm going down the street. But to me, down the street would be at least a block and a half.
Kids will walk that far.
I know. I'm just saying. I don't know what the answer is, but I definitely think not directly across the street, because some kids here do know where stores that they can go and
I
they can
think
get.
that if they
can
will look
purchase.
at the ordinances in a lot of communities, zoning and whatever, and where they can locate businesses, if they will pay attention to where churches are.
Yeah.
And what laws apply to churches about where you can set up to sell beer and wine and liquor and all that sort of good stuff, I think you can get an idea of what kind of laws and specific
Well, I
distances you
know
can pass.
a lot of stores right directly across the street from churches, so there's that
Yeah.
that sell beer.
Yeah, but
and
I'm
wine.
talking if they've
They
been in
change it,
business
yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah, that's a different story.
they're grandfathered in.
But I think if you've got one vape shop near a school, you don't need another one. Let's not have one on every corner. Why?
Well, I'm not sure we can justify restricting businesses if you're going to allow one.
But you can make a law that you've got one in every other counties do it.
I don't know.
I've seen it done.
I haven't
in other
seen the
counties
laws
here in
in
North
other
Carolina.
counties.
Yeah, I mean, so
I still think if they ever decided they wanted to protest that, in other words, appeal it, they probably would stand a good chance of giving a problem.
well, it's no different than when they come in and close like a bar for
Mm-hmm.
having too many disturbances. They have that authority. The city's done that.
No,
And the county.
that's going to be ABC that will stop the license, and
Yeah,
and once they
but
don't
I
have a
mean-
liquor license,
APD has stepped in. It's a nuisance.
they can declare them a nuisance.
Yeah. So, I mean, this could be, if you have stores that repeatedly are selling to underage buyers,
Well,
that's a problem.
that can be a nuisance anyway.
Yeah.
If you prove that, then
Yeah.
treat just like you would a store.
That's what I'm
selling
saying.
Beer
Yes.
or wine.
I don't know that they've started doing that yet, but I think that
Wow.
hopefully that will come. Okay. Yeah. So that's where we are. But today, from 1 to 2. It's going to be in the chambers where the commissioners hold their meetings.
Okay.
That's where it's going to be, and it's free to the public, open for parents, grandparents, caregivers, anybody that wants to try to understand the vaping problem that we have with kids here, and it's a big one. I would suggest they come out, or it's going to also be on G10.
Okay. It's hump day around these parts, of course. We've talked about it a little bit. It's Wednesday. Now we're halfway through our day. In New York, it's the end of testimony in Donnie Trump's trial, where he's charged with filing false business reports, grazing a few more than several news websites last night. I have no different opinions today than I had yesterday. Still waiting for something earth-shattering. Only thing I saw that at least that I found interesting, and this involves a different Trump case, was the BS media reaction to a sensational revelation that the federal raid team that hit Trump's palace in Florida back in 2022 had the right to use deadly force. Guess what, y'all? All gun-toting, badge-wearing enforcers of the law during a raid or other legal criminal interactions have the right to use deadly force, but only if it's needed and justified. The reason they carry guns is to protect themselves or others.
True.
They can use deadly force to do that.
Mm-hmm.
There's no indication that they had used deadly force to grab those documents from Donald Trump's house. None. Where did these guys get this sensational, crappy headlines from?
Sensationalism sells.
The raid was not a seize or kill raid. It was a raid to property that the judge issuing the warrant agreed belonged to the government and was being held by Trump and his team in violation of the law. That's basically what every warrant will claim, something along those lines, when it's initially signed after being sworn to by law enforcement personnel. A judge will sign off on it. It's not anything that convicts anyone of anything. Generally, those seeking the warrant give sworn statements about what they're looking for, why they want it, and they provide information that claims the suspect is in possession of the property sought by the parties of the first part, in this case, the Department of Justice. The New York case is a slam dunk, at least according to multiple media outlets, Democrats and Republicans, legal experts, and any variety of all of that inclusive circle called others. Not sure where I fit in on that list, probably the others. I admit that I have not followed more than a fraction of every media report or the follow-up interpretation of the events. Carefully there, a follow-up of the interpretation of the events of what seemed like a never-ending trial. I do think that if so many entities are questioning whether the prosecution had presented evidence that supports the charges that the great state of New York has brought, Houston, there may be a problem. I'm pretty sure that if that smoking gun had actually been uncovered by the prosecution, all of us would have been hearing about it all along. Best I've heard is that Trump is not a nice man, that he possibly or likely messed around on his wife, hung out with a porn star who says she didn't get it on with him. Then at some point in time, Trump's lawyer gave her money to quit talking about the affair she said she never had. Does that boil it down to what this whole case has come down to be?
I don't know.
Okay, the charges are that he claimed that money he gave his lawyer, $120,000 in 11 payments, was claimed as legal fees. He wrote it on the check, or somebody did. That's where the charges of filing false business reports come in. Good thing DA Bragg doesn't go after every New York businessman on those charges. Okay, he gave his lawyer money, and on the checks it was listed as legal services or whatever. And that is the basis for a charge because the DA says it was actually hush money that was given to the porn chick. Not by Trump, but by Trump's lawyer. Big question. Why did Trump give Cohen all that money, $420,000, only to have Cohen pass along a small portion, $130,000, to the porn lady? Donald's son. Let me explain. If you need to pass along $130,000 to somebody, come see me and bring me $420,000. I'll make it happen. I'll do it for half that price. Why is this such a big deal? Where are we now? The state's star witnesses flubbed the whole deal. That's my opinion. And a guy that the defense put on was a gamble. Of course, he was a gamble, but he stuck to his story. Trump is a great guy, he said, and did not do what the prosecution claims. The defense has now rested, and the jury has a week off with instructions to hear nothing, see nothing, and say nothing. Going to be a long week for them. On the 28th, the closing arguments will presumably get underway. Maybe the judge will be able to regain his composure after his back and forth with Robert Costello, one of two defense witnesses this week. It really got ugly, so ugly that the judge first sent the jury to the back room, then eventually cleared the entire courtroom. Can you imagine clearing an entire courtroom so you can talk? No reporters, no observers, no nothing. Even the fly on the wall was swatted by court bailiffs. I wonder what the odds are in Las Vegas for this one. Does this qualify as sports betting? I think it could be a wonderful way to raise a lot of money. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm hanging in here. What's up?
Mike.
Hey, just to give clarification, it's probably not fair to render judgment on the case if you haven't heard all the facts of the case.
Who's rendering judgment? I said it's my opinion from what I have heard. That's not rendering judgment. I'm not on a jury. I'm not the judge.
Yeah, if your opinion has judgment in it.
My opinion I can say what I want to about my opinion. You got one, I got one, and we got something else I like too.
It's true. So looking at the case, one of the key factors in the boring testimony, because a lot of people get hung up on the theatrics. The boring testimony, one of them was Adam Weisenberg's handwritten notes, the CFO for the Trump organization, where it details out the $420,000 payment and how it get divvied up. Reason why it's $420,000 is to make up for his taxes and also to pay off one of the other lawyers, which he got his money and he testified to on the stand. So it's not like Cohen paid her and pocket the rest. As far as
first of all, Cohen was given the $420,000 to divvy up. That's on Cohen.
Mhm.
If he wanted to pay his electric bill with it, he could have done that, correct? If he wanted to pay his legal secretary, he could have done that. That was up to him, not Trump, right?
It was his job to divvy it up, yes.
To do it anyway he saw fit, as far as we know.
To pay certain individuals, but according to those notes, it breaks down and pretty much lays out the whole entire scheme when you look at the numbers and where the money went and who testified to how much they got. So that solidifies that. There's tangible evidence. There's other tangible evidence in the case that coincides with Cohen's testimony. We know he's a liar and all this stuff, but when you have hard evidence that coincide with certain testimony, then that's pretty much irrefutable.
What's the hard evidence that you're talking about that supports what Cohen says?
You got one where the phone call where Blanche, Trump's attorney, thought he had a home run and tried to call Cohen a liar on the stand about when he made the phone call and who he talked to. Cohen said that he talked to Trump that night. And Blanche was like, no, you spoke to his bodyguard. Well, they found the video. The reason why Trump's team tried to fight the video so hard because it shows 5 minutes before he made that phone call that Trump was walking on stage with the bodyguard in question that was called. According to his testimony, he called the bodyguard and he spoke to Trump on the phone while he was with him, and he gave the go-ahead to go ahead and make the payments.
Okay, I'm not following it, but it's okay.
Yeah, so basically, it's clear evidence. And so what they did was they agreed to just emit a still photo of that video instead of the whole video because they'd have to bring back in the Verizon employee to verify the veracity of the video. So they agreed to put a still video of it, and that pretty much corroborates Cohen's testimony as far as that call that night at 8:02 when Trump was getting off the stage at 7:57 with the guy that was called.
Okay.
That's one of the things. Number two is Weiselberg's handwritten notes, as we already stated. The fact that Weiselberg went to prison already for certain deeds within the Trump organization. The fact that Cohen went to prison for this scheme, and there's some other evidence that corroborates his testimony as well, as far as bank transactions and such forth,
Okay.
dates, times, etc. That's the stuff that people are overlooking because they're so sensationalized about, the other testimony. So when you break it all down, it all adds up.
How long do you think the jury is going to be out once they get the case?
When they get the case next week, next Tuesday.
Well, I don't know how long the
think it's
closing
gonna-
argument is going to take. That might take 2 days. Who knows?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Closing argument going to be starting next Tuesday, so they'll get it maybe the end of the week or something. They'll probably let them probably close to the weekend to try to let them deliberate over the weekend or something like that.
I'm not going to go on probably. How long do you think once they get the case, once they get there and they're sent to the jury room, how long do you think it will take them to deliberate?
That I do not know. I do not know. If I
I'll
had to
say
guess,
3 hours.
maybe a couple of days.
I don't think so.
Maybe a day or two.
Well, if they haven't already decided, then they will go over. If there's a majority of them one way or the other, then it won't take very long. If it's going to be like, I don't know enough about it, we need to look at some of this evidence, and then they're going to go over it one piece of evidence at a time. But keep in mind, these are human beings. They are not robots, they're not computers. They've been tied up with this mess for what, 6 weeks now?
Yeah.
6 weeks. And they're going to be tied up waiting for another week. And then they're going to have to sit in there and listen to 1 or 2 days of closing arguments. And who knows how long it will take.
Yeah, but you got to remember too, a lot of it's going to be based on the instructions given to them by the judge.
Yes, it is.
Which are already, in my opinion, tainted.
I don't know
based
about
on
that.
yesterday's when they were discussing the things that judges already come out saying he would allow and not allow.
Mhm. Well, he can allow it. He can allow them to listen to whatever. He doesn't have to tell them what they cannot pay attention to.
No, but I mean, they were saying this judge is so biased. I mean, this man has set himself up for such an appeal.
I'm not quite as sure as you are that he's biased, because here's what I have heard from him. Mike, maybe you remember it. I heard him say when he had when they got through with the Stormy case and they got with her testimony, where's the relevancy here, or words to that effect. Same thing with the Cohen thing. Where does anything that these people have said support the charges that Bragg has brought against him?
Well, yesterday they met till 7, 8 o'clock last night, trying to come up with what the jury instructions were going to be. And
it's going to be tough.
And several of the things he already shot down was what the defense wanted. I mean, I do think he's biased. His daughter is a Democratic huge donor. He, when he limited the testimony of the man that came in that actually knows about the campaign finance laws, wouldn't let him speak, sent the jury out and yelled at Mr. Costello for rolling his eyes.
Well, he did more than that, but
I mean, but I think, and when he said, and he effectively said what they were saying last night, which little bit of the news I did catch when they were talking about, he basically said that he wasn't going to allow certain things to even be mentioned, but they were key to his defense. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, they're going to find him guilty. They're going to convict him.
You are?
Yep, I think they're going to
Of all
convict him.
charges?
He's going to get convicted. He only needs to get convicted of one. The felony. They're going to convict him.
I don't think they'll convict him of a felony. I still think they're going to blow
I
it
think they're
off
gonna
with a misdemeanor.
I think this judge is horrific. I think he has set himself up for a major appeal, and even other Democrats
we know that.
are complaining about him. And that's when you've got Democrats complaining about a judge, that's a problem.
I think he hurt himself
He's
yesterday.
ruined his career.
With the Costello comments.
He is done. He's done.
Closing the court to everybody.
He is done.
That is not America.
No.
I disagree.
Okay, good. Then we're welcome to Russia.
Yeah. So with as far as the judge and Costello was being disrespectful to the judge. He was staring him down. He said "geez" under his breath when the judge overruled an objection. That was right. Because remember, before they got on the stand, he told the defense, all right, there's certain areas you can't venture into because, and you have him going to because why? It's because Cohen is not on trial. there's certain things that he told him, hey, you can't say this or that. Same with the other side. With the prosecution, he told him you can't vitiate this or that. He called a lot of good balls to strike so far throughout the trial. And when when the judge was saying, Costello was still trying to gave his answer through the sustainment and was being disruptive to the court. So yes, the judge had to get everybody out of there.
Why?
For example, the media, and had to pass his PPE a little bit.
No, that's where he went wrong.
Mhm.
When he went wrong is when he got into a bickering contest.
With
It's the
a
same-
witness.
With a witness,
can't
or
do
any,
that.
you cannot do
No.
that on the witness stand. The judge cannot do that. The judge is held to a higher degree of esteem
Yep.
than the witness is, by the way. But he's got to maintain order. He lost control. When he loses control, then he had to clear the courtroom of everybody. First, he got the jury out, then he cleared the courtroom of everybody. That's when he was out of control.
As far as his comments of what he said, I don't think anything he said was out of control. He laid
Well-
it down as far as what he did and that what he was said in his courtroom and what not to continue. I don't think he went out of his character as far as control.
Well, I do.
Well, I'll tell you what he
Okay.
did wrong, because when he told Costello he's going to strike all his testimony if he raises eyebrows again,
Yeah.
that goes into the Sixth Amendment, the right to confront witnesses and raise a defense, because it would have not, with that testimony being stricken, you can't provide a proper
That's right.
defense. This judge is horrific.
You can strike all you want, but the jurors have already heard it.
Yep.
You can tell them, don't use that. It's already in their head. I
Yeah.
think this whole thing is a joke. And I just anticipate the jurors are just going to say, hey,
I don't think so.
we're done with this.
But I think Trump will win on appeal.
Yeah, I don't think that if he appeals that, I don't know that anybody's going to want to retry it. There's grounds here for a mistrial and to have.
Oh,
a
absolutely.
retrial.
Should have already, mistrial should have already been declared.
That's going to
All
start
right,
with
Mike,
the jury.
we got weather and we got another caller waiting. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Mike.
Let's go ahead and take a break. Then we'll come back and we'll do a little bit of weather. And Bill, I know you're hanging in there, so don't go away.
Honors go to the greatest songwriters of all time, Jeff Barry and Ellie Greenwich. You don't believe me? How about this lineup of hits? Maybe I Know, Leslie Gore, Then He Kissed Me, People Say, Chip, Chip, Remember Walking in the Sand, The Do-Ron-Ron, Be My Baby, Leader of the Pack, Chapel of Love, Barry Greenwich, Next Cold. Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Freedom 97.1 and 11:20 a.m. WSNE.
Providence Bank, formerly Coastal Bank and Trust, would like to take this opportunity to remember and recognize all those that served and continue to serve our country to protect our freedoms this Memorial Day, May 27th. Providence Bank also thanks you for trusting and allowing them the privilege of handling all your banking needs. With locations in Jacksonville, Holly Ridge, Richlands, and Morehead City, Providence Bank is the premier community bank from the capital to the coast. Providence Bank is proud to be a part of the continued growth of Onslow, Carteret, and surrounding counties, and we look forward to meeting you. Providence Bank was ranked in the top 4 for overall performance in North Carolina every year from 2014 to 2023. Once again, happy Memorial Day from Providence Bank. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro can save you money on your automobile insurance with new options that are available now. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you are in good hands, like helping you customize your auto, home, and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own Home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Save more money on your automobile insurance today with Tammy Fry Allstate. Phone 910-326-5383 today. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, will be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Modern Exterminating, proudly serving Onslow and surrounding counties since 1952, asks you to join them in remembering all those that served our country and made the ultimate sacrifice to preserve our freedom this Memorial Day, May 27th. For 72 years being family owned and operated, Modern Exterminating has been protecting our citizens and property from rodents, termites, mosquitoes, fleas, and other pests. Being authorized to serve government quarters, Modern Exterminating also would like to thank the men and women presently serving our country. Once again, take time to remember the brave men and women who did not forget us this Memorial Day, May 27th. Modern Exterminating, 627 College Street in Jacksonville. The bugs here.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760. When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Your Marine Forecast sponsored by Community Prevention Services. Your mental health is important. We all know that. And it's just as important to me as my physical well-being. Whether you're having some issues with your daily life, perhaps there are family or financial matters, who doesn't have them these days, that keep you on edge. Maybe you're overly concerned about the future, given the times we live in. I mean, look at the news that we talk about every day. That's enough to send you over the edge some days. We know that following every word of the 24-hour news cycle can be stressful enough, can even cause us to have bouts of depression. That can also lead to physical issues. For people you likely know, there's that thing called PTSD. Combat Marines know all too well about the stress in their jobs, but they're not alone. A tragic car crash. We had one here in Onslow County yesterday. The loss of loved ones, all can result in PTSD. The trained professional staff at Community Prevention Services can help you work your way through your issues. And if you're concerned about the cost, they accept most insurance plans. The office is located at 918 Henderson Drive, convenient location right here in Jacksonville. Of course, you can also call and get additional information and schedule an appointment to talk with one of the team at Community Prevention Services. Their number is 910-353-0972. That's 910-353-0972. Oh, got a frog there, did you?
I'm doing choking out over here. All right, I'm trying to talk now.
Okay.
Yeah. Today, mostly cloudy, high of 86. Tonight, mostly clear, low of 64. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 87. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 67. And on Friday, partly sunny, high of 89. I'm gonna drink some water now.
Okay, you can do that. I let you jump in there because I was about to cough up too. So
That's good.
offshore today, looking like a pretty good few days if you want to venture into the ocean. Northerly winds around 5 knots, becoming southeasterly this afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet near shore, about 1 foot, then 2 feet in the afternoon. Sounds and rivers are going to be flat, increasing to a light chop this afternoon. Southwesterly winds tomorrow, 10 to 15. About the same thing. Same forecast Thursday and Friday. Southwesterly winds 10 to 15, 2 to 3 footers. Sounds and rivers only a moderate chop. Hey, Bill, thanks for holding.
Yes, Beck, good morning. I get the whole thing with Trump, like I talked yesterday, that I think a lot of it's just sensationalism. But I also think that from the discussions of what's going on in the trial and what's been made public, that if Donald Trump wins the case or is just not found guilty, that the state of New York's going to have a big payout back to him, I would think, just that he would have somebody countersue and just bring, here the damage done, right, more stuff to reputation, etc.
You got a good point there, Bill. Here's something that you can think about too. In North Carolina, probably in other states, New York, I'm sure, if you file complaints, charges against somebody, and there is no justification for that, and there is no evidence to support those charges as deemed by another court, you could actually bring frivolous prosecution charges against the other, including the state of New York. Now, how will that go over for Mr. Bragg?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know, I think they'd have to sell a lot more lottery tickets to probably get the money they're going to need to pay, straighten that one out. But that's the thing, like I remember, like the O.J. Simpson trial. He was found not guilty in the criminal trial, but then found guilty at what seemed to be a court of public opinion, and then it just and then the triple damages and all the stuff they were bringing up and that. So it may end up a very costly venture for the state of New York.
Well, it's already costly because that trial is, my God, they got to feed these jurors. They got to support these jurors. I don't know. Are these sequestered? I didn't even ask. Was there any mention about the jurors?
I've not seen anything on that.
I don't know. But anyway, they got to take care of the jurors. They got to ride them back and forth. It's an expensive proposition.
It is.
Just jury preparation. Just, the legal teams. What a mess. What a big mess this is. So anyway, yep, I agree with you. It's going to be a mess.
It already is a
I
mess.
get, I'm surprised that realistically too. I don't know if is there any laws preventing lottery tickets on elections that they sell that for there's so much stuff on elections.
I don't know
the
any.
odds of winning and
Yeah.
going back and forth with early election results and the odds just changed and.
Well, you can bet on pretty much anything if you've got either a bookie or if you go to Las Vegas. I mean, they've got all sorts of bets that happen there. Sports betting is probably leading the pack, but I'm sure that there's somebody running a deal on guilty or not guilty for Donald Trump. I mean, if they're not, they're missing the boat here, don't you think?
Yeah, and I guess I wonder with a lot of the elections, this goes back and forth, and I guess in this state it gets pretty nasty about who the governor's positions and the high, the more things go back and forth there, and I'm just surprised somebody hasn't jumped on it as a way of making money, for the state, even just to say here, okay, people are going to book on bets off, on the sides or whatever. Why can't we do this on lottery tickets or however they could possibly do it?
Well, it won't be on lottery tickets, but you got sports betting all the time out there, and this, how many points spread and all that sort of good stuff. Who wins and what's the point spread? And I think you could do the same thing here. Who wins and how long did it take the jury to reach that verdict? You could get it down to the hours and days. Could have all sorts of betting possibilities here. Maybe we'll start one in here. The FCC would love us for that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't to this point. That at some point they haven't had big bets on it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of gambling in North Carolina, of course, is illegal. This would be one of them. So don't even try it. At least not above board.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a gambler. So
Me either.
I don't have enough money to just keep throwing it away. So.
Well, I take it back. I am a gambler. I go to Wilmington about once a month, and drive is a gamble.
That would be true.
Yeah, I can't even drive that far, I don't think, anymore.
Okay. Hi, Bill. Thank you, sir.
Well, yes. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
We're going to throw out something, of course. Next Monday is Memorial Day itself.
It is.
We actually begin it with a Memorial Day weekend every year. That's what it's called, a Memorial Day weekend, which kicks off in about 48 hours or so. There are a couple things that I'm going to discourage you from saying. Don't say Happy Memorial Day.
Right.
It's not happy event.
No.
It's here because of the number of people, the people who had died. It's to honor the men and women who have died in the service of our armed forces. That's what it's all about. There are alternative things that you can do. We wish you a beautiful Memorial Day weekend. It's proper. That's fine. Today, we honor those who have made a great sacrifice for us. Let's remember our fallen service members with pride this Memorial Day. Not Happy Memorial Day. Happy Veterans Day, different story. Happy Labor Day. Happy 4th of July.
I've never heard anybody say Happy Labor Day, but maybe somebody says it.
Probably.
I'm sure somebody does. But
I'm sure they do too. All right, got another caller. Good morning. Who's this?
It's Tim.
Hey, Tim.
It's the Donkey Man this morning, and I'm glad you talked about that. My favorite song any time of the year, and it's not "God Bless the USA," which a lot of people like, especially on Memorial Day weekend. My favorite song is "Some Gave All" by Billy Ray Cyrus. Now you can be riding down the road in the middle of the night, and that song can come on, and you can think about somebody in your family somewhere lost their life overseas or somewhere. And it can bring a tear to your eye. I'm telling you. And when and I still get teary eyed when I hear it. It don't matter if it's on Memorial Day or not. That is the song for Memorial Day, in my opinion.
Okay.
And why I called is, Kelly, I got a little more bad news for you, and I got some good news.
Okay, let's hear the bad first.
All right, we're going to do the bad first. There's a sheets being built on Shipyard Boulevard over here, baby, in Will. Now, there's two around there.
Well, my doctor's right near there, so that's actually a plus. Okay. Okay. Where on Shipyard?
Just
and it's on Shipyard. Let's see, Shipyard is somewhere close to 17th and Independence on Shipyard Boulevard.
I know where that is.
You
Got
can't
it.
miss it.
Okay. Well, that makes me happy. Okay. Now, all right.
Good.
What's the good news?
The good news is, the good news is I didn't get a chance to talk to you last week. So here it goes. Happy birthday, baby. You're a 31-year-old lady.
I like that.
You're so sweet and never aging, 'cause you're married to the Asian Cajun.
Oh my
So
God.
happy birthday, baby. I'm so sorry. I was moving Connex boxes and I just could not get to the telephone.
I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for my birthday serenade. I appreciate that.
I know. Yeah, I try to do that for you and Lee, and I can't make up.
You didn't sing for me. You didn't sing for my birthday.
He's
I did.
No, you did not.
I sure did, Lee. Yes,
Did you? Did he? I don't think you did.
I had to beep out a couple of things.
I think you called me. Yeah, you did. You called me.
I did call you. Yes,
That's
I
right.
called you up too, but I didn't sing. Because you tried to hide it.
I did try to hide it. I just
You did.
don't
And it didn't work.
like putting my
Little Birdie
stuff out
told me
there.
about it.
Just trying to stay quiet.
No, we try. I try to pay homage to the Hen House Chronicle. And,
Appreciate that.
But yeah, y'all have a good. We went to one more little quick item. We went to Mount Airy last weekend, and I've been trying to talk my wife to eating at the Golden Corral in Mount Airy. Now I love the Golden Corral in Jacksonville.
Me too.
I think
Me
Billy
too.
still does a great job. And we went to the Golden Corral, and that's where the homegrowns eat. I guarantee you that, because you could take pictures and write jokes all day. But the food, in my opinion, was very low profile. In other words, it sucked. Okay, that's a good way of putting it. There was no seasoning in the butter beans.
Oh, no.
No seasoning in the oh no! And the bourbon chicken didn't have any kind of spice on it. Just,
No bourbon.
No bourbon.
Yeah, no
Let's
bourbon.
bring
at
your
all.
own.
But so I'm gonna throw my hat off to Billy. You're doing a fine job, Jack. I don't know how many you own, Billy. I hope that ain't one of them. But let me tell you something. I ain't found a Golden Corral yet to beat one you got. So if you're listening, which you may not be, enjoy it, buddy. That's your free plug for today.
I appreciate it.
And I will get off the phone, let
Thank you.
y'all have it, and I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, Timmy. Thank you, sir. We're going to take it right away, but before we go on this one,
Yes.
Golden Corral. Okay. A few years ago, once a month for several months, they offered all the crab legs you can eat on the buffet.
I remember that.
I went every month.
Uh-huh.
I did not know I could eat that many, but I tried.
But you found out.
I put it in them.
Uh-huh.
I've asked Billy ever since then. The other day in here, before he left,
I heard what he said to you.
he said, it would cost me less to buy you all you can eat and send them to you, or words to that effect.
No, tell the truth. I think he said something to the effect of hush your mouth.
Something like that. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, it was good. But I tell you, the other little clue for you guys when you get above a certain age, weekdays from 1 till 3, you get a big discount on that all you can eat. That well, all of it's all you can eat. You get a big discount on that meal that you go to. We can do lunch and supper at the same time. So that's what Robbie and I do on a regular basis.
You go right before 3, start eating, and then just sit there and veg out, and you can eat again at 5:30. Good.
I don't think I could do that.
I know somebody that does that. That's
Oh,
why I'm
really?
saying.
If
That's
I
how I
go-
know it's done. Yeah.
If I go eat lunch there, I don't eat again the
No,
rest
that's
of the
right.
day.
Yeah.
Well,
I
we'll
know
go
somebody that does it.
We'll try around 1 o'clock, 1:30,
Yeah.
something like that. And, we'll eat a normal time. But there's plenty of food, and we don't need to eat again for supper time.
Yeah, because you're full.
I'll eat
I
a
just
cracker.
love-
You eat too
or-
much, you'll be sick. Yeah.
That's about
I
it.
just love that you have so many choices.
And this thing, Timmy is right. It's right.
It is.
I don't
It's
have
good
to add a
food.
bunch of salt, a bunch of other seasoning to the food that I get there. They do it like I do it.
And it's
You
good that
season
you,
it as you cook it.
Right. You can get things that you don't normally cook at home,
Mm-hmm.
that you like the cabbage, the boiled cabbage,
Mm-hmm.
the so many different things that you don't cook on a normal basis.
You got me
It's
hungry.
there.
Let's see. What have I got today at 1 o'clock? I don't
1
think
o'clock,
anything.
1
No,
o'clock.
dadgummit. I've got a dentist appointment.
Well, you
I
definitely
need
need to go
one.
then.
I need
yeah.
to make a dentist appointment. I chipped
would
a tooth.
say- I do mine in the
Take mine
mornings.
today.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a break. You're live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSMA. You want to chat? 910-333-0139. If you were a betting person, would he be guilty, not guilty, hung, that they couldn't reach a decision? And how long will they be before they come back with a verdict one way or the other? You're live and local, Real Talk. Our number is 910-333-0139.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. That's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at WatkinsNewFloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods is now open, 149 Willis Parkway, just off Highway 17 North, right here in Jacksonville. Restaurants, food trucks, festival workers, party suppliers, vendors, government, schools, and families of all sizes stroll on down to Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods and save. They have a huge selection of large pots and pans, plasticware in many shapes and sizes, trays including takeout trays. In addition, Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods has everyday grocery items such as Atkinson breaders and mixers, veggies, sauces, puddings, and beans. So if you need to buy in bulk for the long haul or everyday grocery items, Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods will save you money. Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods, brand new, 149 Willis Parkway, just off Highway 17 North, Jacksonville. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Phone 910-455-7800.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okie dokie, we're back live and local. Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We appreciate all of y'all. We're going to have just about a minute or so here. We've had no calls about betting on the results of the Theo, Steve, you guys are.
Well, you already know what they
observers.
think. They already know that.
we already
they
know
already
what
say
they
that
think.
he's going to be convicted.
I don't know.
why you
Steve
even
is not
ask
saying
him.
it.
Steve's think.
News, he didn't break anything in his fall. Steve, when he called the other day, he talked about
Excellent.
how he had fell and he was going for x-ray. He did
Well,
not.
when we come back from the break, we do need to ask a question of Onslow County Schools about the milk.
She's
milk
trying to
gate.
get that milk out.
we
gotta
wanna know
talk
about that
the
milk.
I just want to know
situation.
what's happening with Milkgate.
Okay, Steve, you're up. When are they going to? What is the verdict going to be? First of all,
Man, that's a hard call.
I know that.
I told y'all what I think about it. I think it's a hard case to prove, but I'm not one of the jurors, and I haven't. It's different when you're in there and you're listening to the people testify, and compared to what we hear, which is somebody telling us what they said.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they convicted him, but from what I heard, I don't know that I would. And I mean, I don't. We all know I don't lie. I want to be held accountable for anything you've done
I
wrong.
appreciate you
but,
being honest about that. Yeah.
Well, kind of like me. I
mean, I got to call it like I see
Okay,
it.
so how long do you think it'll
This
take
one,
them to reach whatever decision they reach?
We're putting this down, Steve.
I don't think it's going to take them long. I think the jury has probably already figured out, in their head what they feel about it. I'm thinking this is one that's probably going to come back pretty quick. Or it's going to take, if it takes time, it's going to be because it's a hung jury. They're going to have one person they can't convince. And
So it'll be, if it's fast, it'll be what?
I'd say 3 hours.
If it's fast, I think it'll be a conviction.
Okay.
If it takes time, you're going to have the ones that want to convict them trying to convince the ones that don't.
I give it to the
So
second day.
that's where your deliberations start, is when there's a disagreement. I was happy to hear you talk about how we should keep politics and the judicial system separate, that we should, reinforce the separation of powers.
This really reinforces it.
And that ain't something that just started in the last, decade. That's something we've had a problem with throughout our history.
We have.
But, right now it seems to be a little more prevalent than it has, in my life, but it's always there.
Yeah,
so I agree. I think a lot of them politicians are, trying to audition for a better spot.
I like that. You're right. Thanks, Steve-O. Appreciate it.
Anyway,
got one more call
I'm
here.
back. Nothing broken. I'm ready to dance the jitterbug again.
Yay.
So
Go ahead. I want to see that.
I want to see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Tonight's show number 2 of 6, and we'll see how I do this week.
Very
good.
good.
Thank you, sir.
Hallelujah.
Bye, Steve.
One more caller here before we take a break. Good morning. Who's this?
It's Robin. I just want to say real quick, I know you're short on time. It's going to be a hung jury. It's going to be a fish trial. I don't think he's going to get convicted. That's my opinion, and that's how I feel about it. I think the whole thing is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
How much time do you think?
What?
How much? Don't what me. How much time do you think
Well,
it would
if
take?
he's thinking about a hung jury, it's going to be because they've deliberated, and that will take some
You're
period
going
of
to think a
time.
couple days?
Hell no. If it's going to be a hung jury, it'll be probably a week.
it could either go real quick and it's going to come back not guilty, or it's going to come back real quick. It'll be guilty, but I got a feeling it's going to go for a couple days of deliberation.
Okay.
And it'll come back to the mistrial.
I kind of agree with
All
you.
right. Thank you, sir. Let's take a break. You're live and local Real Talk. We'll be right back.
Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for
Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods is now open, 149 Willis Parkway, just off Highway 17 North, right here in Jacksonville. Restaurants, food trucks, festival workers, party suppliers, vendors, government, schools, and families of all sizes stroll on down to Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods and save. They have a huge selection of large pots and pans, plasticware in many shapes and sizes, trays, including takeout trays. In addition, Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods has everyday grocery items such as Atkinson breaders and mixers, veggies, sauces, puddings, and beans. So if you need to buy in bulk for the long haul or everyday grocery items, Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods will save you money. Piggly Wiggly Bulk Foods, brand new, 149 Willis Parkway, just off Highway 17 North, Jacksonville. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Phone 910-455-7800.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okie dokie. And before we get this thing going for the wrap up this show today,
I just got information from our famous sports editor of the Jacksonville Daily News, Chris Miller, that the Ospreys will be conducting their very first practice at Jack Amyette Recreation Park this morning at 10:30, and the public's invited to go watch.
Yay.
Was
Okay.
that 15 seconds?
Yeah, you did it in 15 seconds or less.
So about a week or two ago, a couple of kids got sick at Onslow County Schools from drinking the milk, and the school system investigated, and because none of the milk was not out of date, spoiled, and had been stored properly. So, but when they, one of the milks there was like a lot and I mean, not a lot as a quantity, but a lot, group of lot numbers it had a very peculiar odor, and they couldn't figure out what it was. So out of abundance of caution, the school system immediately stopped milk at all the schools. And I have a kid client that stated to me the other day that there's still not milk. And I was curious to see, have they determined what it was? Are they going to get milk back? I mean, I know school's about to be out, so maybe they're just waiting till the end of the school year, and then they'll worry about it after. I don't know. I'm just curious if anybody from the school system has any
Well,
update
we need to
for
call.
us.
We'll call Dr. Collins later today or
Yeah,
maybe tomorrow
just
morning.
out of curiosity.
Find out if they
Yeah.
got that squared away.
Yeah.
I just haven't heard anything new about
We
it.
can just bring them all in Pepsis, Mountain Dews.
Oh, you don't give these kids Mountain Dews? Woo,
Little
those
bit
poor
of sugar.
teachers.
Oh.
They would be on a sugar rush. Oh, no.
It could be a
They
fun
used to
day.
serve chocolate milk in school.
I like chocolate milk.
I did too, way
Yeah,
back.
I used to like that.
Cold.
You know, my daughter would never eat. If you bought chocolate ice cream and took a scoop and put it in a bowl, she would not eat it. But yet she would take a scoop of vanilla, put chocolate syrup on it, and stir it together.
Well,
Does that make sense?
Well, the
You sure she's your daughter?
I know, right? The
She's my
Neapolitan
baby.
ice cream. My little
Mhm.
brother would only eat the chocolate, and if a little bit of strawberry or a little bit
Oh,
of
no.
vanilla got on it, he wouldn't eat it.
I didn't mind the vanilla
He
getting
would
on
throw
it,
it
but my
away.
dad liked the strawberry. He liked the Neapolitan because he
Yeah.
just loved it, you know.
My parents bought that because it's cheap.
But I'd scoop it. I'd get the chocolate and the vanilla. I could do that together, no problem.
Right.
But I'm gonna agree. I did not want any strawberry. It
throw that
changed
bowl
the
away.
entire taste.
Same way.
I would scoop it all because I mean, I thought it was good. But my brother, but he also is the one that ate cereal with no milk and wouldn't eat sandwiches. So there's that. Yeah, don't get me started
That's the
about
way
him.
my grandkids
He would
are.
eat his cereal, a bowl of dry cereal with a Dr. Pepper when
Well,
we were kids.
I've gotten hooked
and a
on
spoon.
sandwiches again. I for years I didn't eat sandwiches,
Mhm.
but I can take care of breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
When I
Yes.
leave from here in
That's
a few
what I
minutes,
do.
Mhm.
and I got sourdough bread
Mhm.
because
Oh, I love sourdough
it
bread.
lasts longer. It doesn't
does.
turn green as fast.
Correct.
And I can take that, and what I do is turn the oven on the broiler,
Yes.
get my pan out.
Mhm.
I put mayo on
Yes.
one
that's how I
side,
do
of
mine.
really thin layer of mayo
Mhm.
on
Yep.
each side,
Brown that up.
of one side of each slice. Put it in there. While it's doing its thing, I get my frying pan out.
Hmm.
Okay, now I will put a little dib of butter in it,
Yeah.
not much, just
Yeah.
get it around there. And then when the toast comes out and toasted on one side, I will mayonnaise that up on both sides.
That's what I do.
And then I put my 2 slices of cheese and 2 slices of ham.
That's what I do. Oh my gosh, Ray.
And
pretty
then
much
I
friends.
put that on top of in between the 2 pieces. Then I turn that thing over. I've got 2 pieces of white bread, right? I'll put
What
that
time
mayo
is
on the
it?
outside, put it down in the frying pan.
Mhm.
And then I put mayo on the outside of the other one until when it toasts, oh, do not get me started.
What time is lunch?
I know, right?
And
Just
it's
saying.
and
That's
it's
how I
there.
brown my bread is with mayo. I have a sandwich maker, but I do the same thing. I
I
used to
have
do it
a
in the frying
question.
pan until I set the alarm off, and now I do the sandwich
I
maker.
have a
on it.
question. Do you refrigerate your bread when you bring it home from the grocery store? Or do you leave it on the counter?
Well, sourdough, I'm good on the counter because it only lasts a half a week.
Right.
I don't like refrigerated bread. I think it tastes gross.
Yeah. Well, we
always
have to
I don't like
refrigerate.
it.
We buy these Arnold's sandwich buns, for
I know what they
for
are.
hamburgers
Yeah.
and stuff, thin bread.
Yeah.
Because I don't like all that big bread.
Yeah, I don't like
You
breadies.
wet all the taste.
Yeah.
You're eating bread. I mean, I have with hamburgers in the past. I've torn part of the sandwich
Yeah.
apart just so I can get down to the meat. But we will refrigerate that because we don't eat that many hamburgers. So, it'll go bad.
Same.
Now, when the tomatoes come off the vines that are out there growing, in case y'all ain't looked at them lately, when those big old fat tomatoes come off, now I'll be making tomato sandwiches.
No, wait, have
With
you
the
got
bread.
some out there that are ready to be picked?
No,
I need to up my game.
you do.
You do.
Have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow morning, we'll be in here. And speaking of our sports guy from the Jacksonville Daily News, the sports editor, Chris Miller, he's going to be checking in with us tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Don't think we have anybody else yet. And,
So we've not heard back from.
Nope. We got a couple of feelers out there. So if you got any ideas, if somebody out there you're dying to get on the air here, just call us and let us know what you want to talk about. And we do appreciate Sheriff Weinman from Jones County
yes.
checking in with us this morning.
I agree
And
with
we'll
that,
continue
yes.
with following that.
Yes.
Not making any judgment calls, but just to, everybody's got their opinion. So we just want to hear What went into this decision-making process?
Right. We're still going through paperwork and the
Sure.
budget.
We
and
got
seeing
those
what's going
budgets, even
on.
for a small county, they're very intense just to look at.
I talked to one commissioner yesterday, and we'll see if we can get some more of it.
Yep.
He said I invited somebody to come on the show, but he said, nah, he didn't think any commissioner would come on. I was like,
What have they got to hide?
Exactly. Thank you, Rayford.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, if you got nothing to hide, come on the show. Let's talk.
Yeah, well,
We're here. We're listening to
I've
reason.
got all their phone numbers.
We do it all the time.
I'll see if they can get somebody. I'll
And
make more phone
speaking of
calls.
voice of reason,
Well,
we
if they're
got
going
any
to make a cut,
we gotta
stand by
need-
your decision.
we got any Democrats out there running for office here in Oslo County? Remember that election is coming up in the fall,
Right.
and if you're a Democrat, you probably need to get your voice out there.
Yeah.
I understand there's at least one running for state house here.
Yes. Yes. Yes, we've got quite a
Interesting.
few. That
Interesting to talk about.
libertarians, and we had some of those on our show.
Yeah, we've had one
That was-
libertarian or two on so far.
Yes.
All right.
Interesting.
Anyway, we'll be
Interesting.
talking with you. Right now, we're going to take our news break, Fox news break.
Fox.
And at 10 o'clock this morning, we'll switch over and have a word or two from, and probably a joke or two. I bet you don't even listen to his jokes, do you?
I do.
Kelly doesn't like jokes. She's
I
already
do
made
like
that
jokes. I don't
perfectly
like
clear.
your jokes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's personal.
Mhm.
And then at 10 o'clock is Rick Dees with lots of music. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon, it's the one, the only, the man, Hollywood Man will be in the house. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 91, 1120 a.m., WSME.
97.1. WSME, Camp Lejeune,